I think we're going to get going. Good morning. My name's Gina, and I am with WFG National Title. We're right behind you in your backyard. We're the newest underwriter in the state of Colorado. Really proud of that. There's only 5, so we're happy about that. And my role is sales, like you. I'm in business development, and I help you guys grow your business, manage your business. We're here to teach you a little bit about Facebook today. And I brought Lisa with me, Lisa Suazo. We work in tandem together. She is with the marketing and technology arm of our company. So separate but together. And we're really so lucky to have her. We call her our little, well, some call her a nerd. I call her a unicorn because she's much too cute
like to hang out
to
with
be
you.
a nerd, right? Isn't it? And we love her. And it's really a luxury to you guys too, because the consulting, the business side of consulting is amazing. And we hope that if you love Lisa and you love our classes, you'll try us for title. So enjoy the next hour. There's breakfast in the kitchen. I think I told you all that. I'm like the mom. I'm like, you need to eat, so you pay attention, right? So thank you, Parker and Paul, for having us. And here we go. Did we get a picture? That'd be great.
Okay. Oh wow, I like it. Right.
We
right
like,
on
yeah.
time. Right away.
We want that to show.
Just notice
Yeah.
my L is like off of my Facebook. Like,
Oh no.
Kevin, you're supposed to be over here.
He's like, you guys all have to smile too.
Yeah. Happy.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Okay.
All right. Thanks for being here, guys. So again, I'll introduce myself. I just messed up the whole setup.
Got it.
So my name is Lisa Suazo, as Gina mentioned. I am the marketing tech director for West. So West is the sister company of WFG National Title. So I am a nerd. I belong to a team of people that really just specialize in all marketing technology trends. So it's our goal to be a resource to you, essentially to Gina's clients for business, growing your business through leveraging marketing and technology. So today we are talking Facebook. So before I start, I just have to ask you guys, like, who in this class loves Facebook and uses it regularly?
That's a 2-part question. I use it
Call it love,
regularly.
is that what you said?
It's a very strong
word. Addiction. Like going straight for the swipe when you have some free time. Don't worry, you're not alone. Okay, cool. Is there anyone who considers themselves a little bit, let's say, Facebook averse, and that's why you find yourself here, like, I gotta do it. I hate doing it.
All of it. I mean,
Yeah. Right? It's kind of a love-hate relationship, and I completely resonate with that. So what I want to walk you guys through today is, for me, what really shifted when I was looking at Facebook. I'm not a natural social media person, quite honestly. Like, I kind of am a private person, and I don't naturally think about checking or posting, but I've seen it be so useful in business, right? And so when I approach social media, I approach it now from more of a strategic, almost like a prospecting mindset, and it really helps me to use it more strategically. And so I hope that will be the same for you guys. I'm going to share today 3 strategies, just free strategies on Facebook, and then 3 for paying if you're interested in doing ads and kind of up-leveling your game a little bit. But there's plenty that you can do at no cost that can be really, really beneficial for you on social media. I keep saying social media. We're talking Facebook today. We do Instagram classes too, if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah.
But how do you get intentional? You are, okay. Right, Instagram is kind of the new thing, and it also can be
I know nothing about it.
Oh, okay, good. You have an intro class.
We have a class for that.
Maybe we'll bring that one back. Oh, just kidding. Okay. Sorry. So first, what I wanted to share is, could you guys agree? Could we all agree that when you're in the right place at the right time, good things can happen? Yeah? Some might say magic can happen. So let's look at some examples of being in the right place at the right time. Like the person who was there to take this picture of this poor woman with her bag. How crazy is that? Or these 2 dudes sitting at a bar randomly, or Gene Simmons eating his ice cream Or this poor woman didn't know that she left the house looking exactly like a cell phone case. And this is my personal favorite. This guy who's just like minding his own business, trying to have a drink at the bar, and he's now like forever memed on the internet. So this is just to kind of get the class started with a little bit of lighthearted fun. But the whole point is, one of the big benefits of Facebook and social media, especially on the paid side of things, is that you can literally work to get the right message in front of the right people at the right time. And that is like the marketing special sauce, right? And that's really how you can start to deliver results from your marketing and social media. And Facebook, love it or hate it, is one of the best places where we can do that. Instagram too. So here's some numbers for you guys. You may have seen these before. There are over 2 billion active monthly users on Facebook, 1 billion active daily users. So it's still by far the largest platform that we can use for marketing. People are addicted. On average, people spend 35 minutes each day. Many spend more. They also check their Facebook over 7 times a day. 74% of people log in daily, 57% log in multiple times a day. So you've got this consistent audience. Also, I get lots of questions too still about Instagram. The numbers of Instagram are growing, but for now, 68% of Americans are still using Facebook. Only 32% are using Instagram. So it's still, again, from a purely numbers perspective, and if you want to look deeper at demographics, it is some of the old, I don't want to say older generations because I am part of that generation, but we'll just say like younger millennials are really your Instagram generation, although it is growing. But demographics, Facebook still has the largest reach. So to get the most bang for your buck on a social media platform, I still always recommend Facebook. Hence this class, and how can you leverage it really strategically, right? So I want to get started sharing with you guys just 3 very simple strategies you can use on your Facebook personal profile. Many of you may already be doing these, but let's see, I want this to be really useful to you too, so please just let me know if you have any questions. Like, I'd love to kind of dive a little bit deeper. So the first thing I like to recommend to our clients is something that I call life casting. And basically, all life casting means is broadcasting your life. Essentially, that is what Facebook is all about. Who knew that there would be this platform that would attract 2 billion people by literally just sharing what's going on in your day? The things that your kids are doing, a funny dog video, the food that you ate last night. Like, that is what Facebook has been built around, is people want to see what's going on in your life. And so with real estate, the way that you can kind of build your business strategically in people's minds without overwhelming them and bombarding them with your listings, which I'm sorry, like nobody wants, is to share them what's going on in your day. But guess what? You're doing a lot of your days, or what is a part of a lot of your days? The stuff you're doing with your business, right? With your real estate business. So I want to give you some examples of how that might look as your life casting. As you go throughout your day, this is where you just want to be a little bit more intentional of snapping photos, because then you can post about them later. So for example, oops, my image is not coming up. Give people a behind the scenes look at your real estate day. Maybe you have a showing today, or maybe, so you go through and maybe there's this like beautiful fireplace, or you notice a really cool view from someone's backyard. You can snap a quick photo and then post about that. That's a great way to remind people you're a real estate agent, but also give them what they're looking for, which is what's going on in your day, what's going on in your life, right? So that's something that you can do. Oh goodness, this isn't working very well. Another thing that you can do is also educate your audience. Millennials especially, and a lot of people, the reason content marketing is so powerful, if you guys have heard that term, is that people want to be empowered, they want to be educated. So if you can be that source of information and education for people, it makes you the expert in their mind, the digital mayor. If any of you guys follow Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Me too. And it's so smart. Like, as a real estate agent, one of the benefits, one of the things that you guys have in terms of power that nobody else has, not even like Zillow or any of those big profiles, is like Zillow can give the basics, right, about a home, beds, baths, whatever, but they can't tell about the feel of the neighborhood or what certain, parks are like in the neighborhood, or like local businesses and things like that. That's the power that you guys have that you can showcase. Also, just that kind of information that people, what are the questions you're getting every day from people? Maybe it's about, you know, selling, about the market, about whatever that is. Like, those are great things to just pop up an answer with a video for people, because then you're starting to educate them. You're becoming that trusted advisor. Also, share other people's content. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to always spend a ton of time creating your own content. On Instagram, you kind of have to be your own content creator. On Facebook, you can be content curator, meaning if there are resources that you love, if you're super into, you know, Realtor.com always has fun articles, I think, some about, you know, celebrities' homes and things like that, real estate focused, but also stuff people are interested in. Or if you're really into design, for example, interior design, or you follow, you know, you want to share design articles or color theory articles or something like that, like, feel free to also share other content. Also share inspirational client stories. People are on social. One of the reasons you're there is to create an emotional connection with people. People love stories and inspirational content. So if you have a great client story, you know, even if you've closed with them and it's been a tough journey and you want to kind of allude to that a little bit with a really lovely closing photo where everybody looks super happy, those are great things to post too, because again, people love that story and they love to feel that emotion and be inspired. And then be the neighborhood expert. This is the other one I was talking about. I've seen really some agents who are super successful by being the neighborhood expert. This is an example of Judy Weininger. She is an agent in Warren, New Jersey. She spoke at the Bomb Bomb conference that I was at a couple months ago, and she was super memorable to me because she was literally like the neighborhood expert. She would go through and do videos on the local community, like the business owners. She literally went and like did a profile on every single school in her community, because again, that's the kind of info you don't get deep with the portals. You know, she did a walkthrough of the different parks. Not to say you have to go so super deep, but keep that in mind. If you can showcase that you know that the neighborhood, again, you become that expert in people's minds.
What was her name again?
Judy Weininger. Weininger is W-E-I-N-I-N-G-E-R.
Paul
I know, Paul. I was like, oh my gosh, you have Judy Weininger. They're not spelled the same, just FYI. But yeah, she's a great one to follow to kind of look at her content. She does great videos, neighborhood videos. And she literally is like famous in her town now. Like, people, she kind of can't go anywhere not being recognized, which is, you know, its own problem to have. But so that's something to consider. So when you're live casting, you guys know this too. What are some tools to help you? Video is one. I know this is nothing new for you guys. How many of you use video in your marketing on social right now? Yeah, a few of you. Some people don't. For those of you that don't, why do you not? Just out of curiosity. Is there a fear? Is it just...
I don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do?
Or, yeah.
Okay.
I would probably like take 800 cuts just to make sure.
Yes, that's exactly how it is.
It's
That's what you do.
No, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Well, and it's true. And I think like anything, it's a skill. And tell me what you guys think, those of you who do video. Like, at the beginning, I'm like, spoiler alert, you might be doing... maybe not 800, but quite a few cuts, right? Because it's just awkward at first. But like anything else, the more you do it, the more you build the skill. Yep.
And then only like a year to do my first one, because all of them, I didn't like any of them. Until one day I said,
Well,
you
you're
know, what
almost
the heck with
pretty
this?
too.
I just
So
do
just
it
turn
and
the
then
volume
it
off
doesn't
so you
hurt
don't hear your
anymore.
voice.
Right?
And then it's fine.
Yes, you have to, okay, like getting out of your own way in a way, right? It's like you have, I always like to think about it this way, like if you look at yourself and you always worry, we shoot videos for WFG, we call them nerd nuggets, just like little bite-sized marketing tips, right? And like there are days when I'm like, I've got to record my nerd nuggets. I don't have like powder, it's been a long day, and I'm like, okay, I could either wait and do this later, or like do it while I have the time scheduled, and like get out of, like, don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to look perfect, like, you know, this is how I look most days anyway. It's not like this perfectly coiffed, you know, image, but so that's the idea, is just like get out there and do it. Gina, you were gonna say something.
So I'm in sales like you guys. I'm absolutely terrified of videos. Lisa helped me get through that. We actually had a great time doing it. And what do you say? Done is better than perfect.
Yes.
So we didn't
My
do
motto.
800, but you know. And
We did a
then
few takes, but yeah,
if
not
you guys really want help
she will do we together one-on-one help you with video, and it is not as terrifying as you think.
Yeah, it's just what you said, like not knowing what to do. Like
Yeah.
there are little hacks and people who have done it before. I mean, even things like turning your video to the side for your camera so
Yeah.
it actually fits
Lighting.
the space,
Yeah.
lighting, little
Yeah.
things like that. So yeah. But just get started and you guys will learn those things along the way. Or yes, as Gina mentioned, would love to help you. I've also felt the pain of progressing through video, so I feel you guys. And video also, just so you know, like 82% of people watch videos more than any other content. So, and it's a way that they get to know you, right? An image only captures so much. If an image speaks 1,000 words, like a video, it's like exponentially grow that because they can see your personality. They get a vibe for you. So if you want to take video and then like take it up that second notch, you can do live video. Facebook Live is intimidating. I admit. Anybody done lives in here? Yeah? How did that go?
It's funny, actually. Because I'm holding it going, what am I supposed to do now, you know? And then like, before I can flip it around.
Right.
And I watch it back, I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. But at the same time, like you said, your personality comes out. Because then I'm like, sorry guys, I don't know what I'm doing.
And people honestly love that.
Yeah.
When you kind of are just human and relatable, that's why they love lives, because it's like they can't be staged and perfect. So when you're like, I can't find the button, hold on, or you're like, you know, it's
I tagged the wrong people, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how to untag you right now, you know?
Exactly. So people, I think, are really kind about that. It makes you human. And then again, it's like building that skill set. You know, we've worked with plenty of clients who did Facebook Lives. It was like the first one, literally, I remember I'm watching it, and he's like, is this thing on? You know, and he's like, so, but now he does Facebook Lives like every week, and he's like dialed in. He's got his own little video show going. Grant, our client, so you can do it too. If he can do it, for sure. He's not a natural social media guy either, but he gets the benefit for business. So live video, another thing to think about, because Facebook loves it when you use their applications, with your Facebook Live videos, they will actually give you get a 30% better reach than on your standard videos if you were to upload a video. So just think about that too, like when you might normally get 30 views on a video. I've had clients who would normally get 30 views by uploading a video. They started using Facebook Lives and they were getting over 300 views. So it's a great way to also start maximizing reach. So keep that in mind. And then Facebook Stories. Do you guys do stories?
I don't understand it.
No, you don't understand it. Okay.
I feel like it's not as easy as Instagram. Like there's some things you can't, like Instagram, I know how to do that, but on Facebook it's somewhat new, and I feel like you're kind of limited, and
it's not as like I would tend to agree with you on
like
that.
Instagram. I know which, like you can choose the photo options, and I mean I haven't sat down to mess with it, honestly, the Facebook version, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think Instagram stories were first, right? So they have all these really cool bells and whistles and like lots of fun things you can do. Facebook is a little bit more limited, but I recommend trying it. Even with stories, you probably have seen when you've posted on Facebook too, or it'll ask you if you also want to post to your story, which I always recommend doing because people have started, you have your people who love to watch stories, and you have your people who love to scroll through the Facebook feed, and it's not always the same. So what's great about stories is they are like these little 15-second nuggets, basically, that you can stitch together to create a story. So you could do little video vignettes, you can do like little photos throughout your day. The whole point is, the whole trend is that people are they love that whole feeling of like behind the scenes, that like not super polished content. And so what stories do is they allow you to just kind of share little snippets of your day. It doesn't have to be polished, but it also gets people to know you a little bit more. And what's really great is when you create a story, the thing that's not necessarily great is that they disappear within 24 hours. So you're always like having to create a story almost every day, but when you create a new story, it pushes you to the front of the story list. So it's almost like that whole keeping top of mind with people. Your posts might be lost way down in their newsfeed, but if you've just created a new story, you're going to keep hopping to the front of that list, and so they'll see you, and your story is probably one that they're going to go through. So it's another strategic way to stay top of mind, essentially. Okay.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
Okay, so I've always heard that you should have a personal page and then a business page. I have them, so my business page, of course, functions different than my personal page because I don't have to put stories. I don't post anything that is personal, like you were suggesting in the beginning. So what do you really suggest? And if, should I, because it's different, the business page works totally different. Should I just make my business page, build it as a personal page, so that I have the ability to do everything else, or, because I don't have the stories in the business page. I don't know if I have live because I've never done it.
Okay.
So I know there are things that I cannot do.
Yeah, so great question. I recommend too that you do have a personal page and a business page. But what I recommend is spending the majority of your time on your personal page. If you can actually, well, here's what I'll say. So with live casting things, Facebook stories, those are all ways to be on your personal page. And the benefit to being on your personal page is literally giving people that sort of insight into your life. They get to know who you are. You're sort of giving them those live casting, just little snippets, and it's meant to build leads through referrals, right? Or people saying, oh, like my friend is about to sell a house, they message you. That's where I see people having success with their personal page. With your business page, you still do want to keep it more business, like real estate specific. So that's where I suggest you post your listings, your open houses. If you're going to do like a neighborhood video or something, post it on your business page, but then you can also share it to your personal page. That's another way for people. So then you're really being clear about what is your business, content. But then when you share it to your personal page, then it is another kind of reminder for people. They're like, you're still educating them, and they're like, oh, like this is cool. But it's also that kind of little reminder again that your business, is real estate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, and with business pages, I'll kind of get into this when we get into the business section, but Facebook has made so many algorithm changes, it's maddening, right? And the organic posts you post on your business page, no one is seeing. Literally, 1 to 3% of people, so if you're posting, say you have 100 people who like your business page, like 5 of them max are seeing anything that you post. With the exception of if you do a live, it'll open up that audience a little bit more, or if you share or boost the post. So that's why you want to share some of that great content to your personal page or boost. I'll talk more about that.
So I was told not to do a business page because, to be quite honest, nobody will go to your business page. And if you're going to share the business content on your personal page, then what's the point of having a business page? And just to clean up your personal page, leave out religion, politics, etc. Just keep it to general, stuff.
General stuff. There are different schools of thought on that. Like, I tend to be a little bit of a rule follower in that, like, technically, Facebook could shut down your personal page if you continue to overpost business stuff. So to sort of make sure that doesn't happen, I always just recommend having the business page. But to your point, because nobody is looking at business pages, it seems counterintuitive to do that. So I would say just like, don't spend a lot of time there. You can schedule maybe 1 post a week on your business page, or just use that as a place to share open houses, articles, listings, and then do the majority of like the fun content, the live casting content, the answering questions content, like on Facebook Lives, those kinds of things. You could do those on your personal page. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's keep moving on. So this is a woman, Sandra Pike. She built her business entirely using Facebook free strategies. All she would do, real estate is still a person business, right? So you do have to be out there. You can't just be at your computer on Facebook. But when you are going to open houses, or when you're going to networking events, or when you're going to different places and you're meeting people, friend them on Facebook in your personal group, your personal network rather, your friends list. And that's how they can start building, you can start building that familiarity with them, have them, and then they start to get to see your content. So use it as a strategy. She was new, she'd moved to Halifax, Nova Scotia, was a brand new agent, had never done real estate before, knew nobody. So all she had was that, right? Going out, networking groups, and starting to add people to her network. And she would use live casting. She would be like, okay, writing an offer tonight, like, cross fingers emoji, like wish me luck, guys. And just like little things, taking cool pictures of homes that she was at, or cool features, and like talking about them and why she loved real estate. And she started getting referrals and more referrals. And so she started doubling down and doing Instagram. She started adding new social profiles, and now she's the #1 listing agent in Halifax 6 years later. So it can work. It just takes some consistency and strategy. Okay, next strategy is create more conversations. So the first one was live casting, which is all about you posting, right? But creating more conversations, this is something I see people really missing out on in Facebook, and this is what I want to encourage you to do, and that's creating more one-on-one conversations. You don't have to be the person who's constantly posting. That makes you the person who's always talking, right? Nobody likes the person talking all the time. They also want someone to listen. And so what you can do is actually post or comment on other people's posts, and use Facebook as a means to start taking things offline or creating one-to-one conversations instead of one-to-many conversations. So this is a quote that I saw that I really love, and that is this idea that campaigns don't create clients, conversations do. So even you can do the most posting, have these beautiful campaigns, do outreach via email, but at the end of the day, the strategy is to use that to create more relationships, right? More conversations in person with people. So here are some strategies I would encourage you to try out to start using Facebook as that more one-to-one conversation tool. So one, take 15 minutes in the morning or at night, whenever that works for you, scroll through your Facebook feed and consciously reach out to 5 people, 5 at minimum, 10 max, and just comment. Don't just be like a drive-by liker and like all their posts. You want to actually like make a meaningful comment on something. Because here's the thing, people start to notice that strategically as you're commenting on their post and they like reach back and say thank you and there's a little comment thread, Facebook will think, oh wow, like these two people know each other, they like each other, and so you'll start showing up in their feed more per the algorithm, so you can be more strategic with who you comment on. And also, there is a human nature law of reciprocity, right? When you guys have probably noticed this too, if you have someone who's continuously sort of commenting on your stuff, it feels very supportive, and then you almost want to give back to them and feel like commenting on their stuff. So it helps you stay top of mind too and create that engagement. Another thing to do is to start thinking about taking some time, maybe 15 minutes, and just reaching out to someone who's been on your mind via Facebook Messenger. So again, creating that one-to-one conversation, like have you been thinking a lot about you lately, schedule a coffee date or a time to go to lunch or something like that. Again, that's another way. If it's a past client, somebody that you met, a hot prospect, it's just a great way to get in front of them again and kind of build that relationship. And then you can also post on your friends' walls if you have, if you met someone or you want to say something to them, you can post on their wall rather than doing a private message. And the strategy behind that is that other people can see that. So, if it's something where it's a thoughtful thing, or you met at like a networking function, anything that you might want to be public, or it could be advantageous to have other people sort of see that, that's another strategy that you could use. If you're sending them a thoughtful little link to an article that you thought of with them. So it's kind of whatever your style is. You can do it kind of privately, Facebook message, post to the wall, but start thinking about really taking that time, 15-30 minutes to comment and create one-to-one conversations. And then my last strategy, free strategy on your personal profile, is to be more targeted by using friends lists and Facebook groups. Have any of you guys used friends lists? Do you know what that is?
But I've heard about doing that, creating a list to where you can target certain people in your Facebook friends group to kind of
to be more targeted, exactly. So here's the idea. What is super cool about a friends list is, here, I'll show you what it looks like. So basically, you have to do it, you have to set it up on desktop, so you can't set it up on mobile. So wait for a time where you're at your computer, but over on your Facebook newsfeed, you'll see where it says friends list. So if you click that, it's gonna show you basically your list of friends. So Facebook kind of groups you into certain friends lists, maybe if you went to a certain high school or college or something, but you can also create your own lists. And yes, what they are, literally, it's like creating a group of people that you choose. And what it is it's going to put only their stuff in your news feed. So what I recommend is think about, of your sphere, those people that you know, who are the top 25% that you want to really increase engagement with. Maybe it's, the people who have been great referral partners for you, past clients, your 8 clients, people like that. put those people in that list. And literally this is what it looks like. You just go through and it's like, edit the most important people. And you're like, I want to select Erin Lacey, like Abby Oppenheim, and you just go through and you hand select these people and you click finish. So you don't want it to be unmanageable, but you can have a list that's 50 people, it could be 75 people. And what it does, they don't know that they're in your friends list. It's not like a group where you can sort of see everyone that's in the group. It's just that you can come in, go to your friends list, and again, making this more strategic and time efficient for you. Say you're doing your Facebook prospecting 30 minutes or whatever that is every day. Go in, you can select your VIP list, and it's just going to be those 50 or 75 people in the newsfeed. So you're scrolling through and you can comment on those, spend your 15 minutes commenting on 5 of the people in that friends list. It just makes it more targeted, so you're not having to wade through that whole Facebook feed of all the randoms who you love, but so you can be very targeted from a business mindset in terms of who you're interacting with. So that's one of my favorite strategies. Another great idea is to start using Facebook groups. Have any of you guys created a group, like a community group or a real estate group that you're, okay. So I know we've kind of been taught to create these business pages, right? Well, Facebook, April of 2019, they had this F8 summit. And Mark Zuckerberg basically came out and said, hey, we're like, at Facebook, we're going to start trying to make the public private. So they're like putting a whole bunch of resources behind Facebook groups. Basically, the idea is they want people to start to be able to interact privately in groups or communities with other people who share their interests or their likes. So if you start a group, it's really easy to do. Same thing, you can actually kind of hand select the people that are in it. But for you guys, the strategy is you would be the host and the content curator. And so in a group, it should be built around a like-minded, I don't want to say strategy, it's like a community. So an idea for you, and ways that I've seen other agents be really successful, is creating literally like a community group. Judy Weininger, like, Warren, New Jersey, fans. Or there was a guy, I spoke with, his name is Kyle Whistle. He was at the Tom Ferry conference too, and he is a real estate agent in San Diego, and Santee, it's outside of San Diego, and he created a Santee group, and then he created an East County group. He called it East County Eats. It was based on just the fact that he was a food lover and he was kind of tired of posting about real estate. And so he created this group where he was just going to go and interview or focus on, like, highlight different restaurants in his county. And he did such a great job with this, and it was such a great resource to people that it grew. He has like over 20,000 people as part of his group. He was also named like one of the East County's he won some sort of a business award for like promoting and helping and serving the community. And it's primarily, he uses a lot of video, but he comes on and says, hey, Kyle Whistle with Whistle Realty, today we're here interviewing so-and-so from this business. And so it's been a huge growing thing for his business. It's not about real estate at all. He's using that group to really promote different restaurants in his community. So what does that look like for you guys? Maybe if it's like an I Love Littleton group or something like that, where you're focusing on, again, the idea of being the neighborhood expert. What are the things that people would want to know about in that group? Posting events, posting school information, updates about snow days, or whatever that is. Then you can become that community resource. And what's cool about groups is, unlike your Facebook business page where like nobody's seeing it, because Facebook is putting so much behind groups, it's helping. If your group fits a certain demographic, it'll just free advertising, post up groups you might be interested in their feed, and they're notified every time you post. A little notification comes up, so it's just you'll have more visibility. So that would be another possible strategy. Okay, all right, questions about personal strategies. We're going to dive into the business ones now. Yes.
I just had a question about the group. So if I have a Facebook business page, can I duplicate that name for the group?
Yes, you can. You should be able to duplicate the name for the group because it's not the same as a business page.
So would you recommend that? Or just create a group like you say, this guy has his real estate business, and he said, let me make a group about the food and the neighborhood, because that way, it's like attracting a different a different different people, different demographic, different, you know, and that's what you want.
I just don't have a
You want
lot
to
on my
duplicate.
business page yet, so I'm thinking if I move it over to a group, I might be able to generate more.
That's cool.
With the same type of,
Yeah, I get what I would always like when I teach people about online marketing and like I always recommend like for your Facebook page that it's got your name, so it would be like Lisa Suazo, you know, dash like whatever, Lisa Suazo Realty or whatever that is. For a Facebook group, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make it about you. I would make it more like the community or
A common interest.
yeah, common interest. Keep it common interest. People are joining it because they're like, oh, that's cool. I would love to like get that kind of content or information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Another great thing on Facebook groups, you can also schedule posts just like you can in your business page, so you can it's very conducive to business. The whole point with your personal page though is remember this is a way for people it's a way for you to grow the relationship. You want people to do business, as you know, with people they like, know, and trust, right? People who are like them. So this is your opportunity to show them that and kind of build that relationship online, but wherever you can to start taking it offline. Okay, all right. So business page strategies, this is gonna look a little bit different. This is like your business self, right? So you already know, I recommend having that business page, but again, I recommend spending way less time on it than I would spend on curating your personal page. I would say schedule a post one time a week, twice a week max. Maybe schedule a post one time each week, but then this is a great place to post your, like I said, listings, events like open houses, things like that. Here are some ways to really maximize your business page. Number one, boost and share your posts. So it sounds like most of you guys shared posts from your business page to your personal page? Okay, awesome. That's a great strategy, free strategy to get more eyeballs on whatever it is you're trying to promote on your business page. Boosting, has anyone done boosting in here? Yeah? How did that go? Did it feel pretty easy? Did you see anything from it?
It is easy, but I think it's more effective when you share. Spend the money and it's like a reach out more
To
people.
your network, people who know you.
Yeah. Well, I also share to other groups.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, well, there you go. So the whole idea with boosting is quite simple to do. It's something you've already posted, so you don't have to go through the Facebook Ads Manager, which if any of you guys, I'm sorry, am I standing right in the middle of the slide? You don't have to go through the Ads Manager. Has anybody run Facebook ads in here?
Well, I've been wasting so much time, and it's like, how do I do this? What works? What doesn't? It's kind of
It's a beast.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's, to me, one of the benefits of a boosted post is it's so much easier. And if you're looking to promote something like an open house, for example, that you have coming up for the weekend, or like your listings or something where it's something you're going to post anywhere or anyway, sharing that or boosting that is a great idea. With boosting, it's relatively cheap. It makes up for the declining organic reach too. Like if you post something out on your business page, like I said, Facebook's really not going to show it to many people, so you have to pay to play or share it to your own page. But what's nice about boosting too is it does give you some limited audience targeting. So you can just click, you posted it already, you can click to boost the post, and literally it just pulls up this easy little widget and it asks you what your budget's going to be, and it says, hey, what's the audience for you? Do you want to choose people through targeting, or do you just want to post this to people who like your page, people who like your page and their friends? So you can kind of decide, and I love using the people that you choose through targeting because you get to choose a lot more details. One thing to be aware of though, Facebook, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Facebook is changing for real estate especially. Earlier this year, I believe, HUD sued Facebook for discriminatory practices. Did you guys hear about this? So basically it happened earlier this year, early, I want to say March, where it was this big news story. HUD sued Facebook that basically said, hey, your Facebook ad targeting is just, it could potentially be used, the intention is not to, but it could be used to discriminate. You can choose demographics like age, certain nationalities. You could used to be able to choose income levels. You can target, geo-target specific zip codes, which, you know, you kind of know maybe what the income levels of people are in those areas. And so I basically said, hey, you know, you can't do that with real estate. So Facebook agreed to basically starting in September, end of September, so it's right here, they're gonna start changing their ads. So for real estate, it is gonna impact the targeting you guys can do. I'm not sure what it looks like for boosted posts quite yet, but I've looked at Facebook ads, which we'll talk about, and you can no longer target by zip code, you can't target by age. So what are some other things? Yeah, obviously like no like race or ethnicity.
Can you do like radius though?
You can still do a radius.
So,
So you could pick,
How
you could
big
do a
is
pin
the
drop
zip
it for your listing
Right.
and yeah, mark it like around a listing, for example.
which
Yes.
is as good as the zip
Which is,
code.
which is good as the zip code, especially with boosting where it's like, it's gonna be something probably listing or open house, like specific, geographically specific anyway, right? So, good point, that should be okay. But just keep that in mind, it is gonna change a little bit. So boosted posts are great for those things you're gonna post anyway. The other thing you can definitely do, is creating Facebook ads. Sorry, that's supposed to say create ads that convert.
It's because, Paul converted your,
Yeah.
because of the Mac.
Mine is like
they
Mac
have a
widescreen.
Mac, you have a PC.
That's
for you guys.
okay,
It
that's
happened
okay.
in translation.
But I definitely wanna speak to Facebook ads. I tend to recommend always, if possible, doing as many of the free strategies and building your sphere as possible. You can always go down the road of Facebook ads. It's challenging to get them right. So with Facebook ads, definitely it's gonna take a little bit of time to learn the platform. You gotta test a lot. Or you can also use Facebook ads managers, like people to help you if you really wanna build some Facebook ads. Facebook ads, I think, are great if you wanna create things like evergreen ads. So if you're gonna create ads that you can keep building brand awareness. Or a very strategic ad, and I'm gonna kinda talk about this. Here's the thing that people don't realize about Facebook ads that I want you guys to know, because I've seen so many people get frustrated and waste a lot of money. And that is, you can't just like put off one Facebook ad and have it and think like you can click here to like contact me, or like you wanna work with a realtor, like call me now kind of a thing. Like those things just don't work. That's, online consumers are as cold gets. They don't trust you if they don't know you. They need to do their research first, or like they need to warm up, right? So with Facebook ads, it's gonna take a little time, and it's not just one ad. You have to be prepared to create what I call an ad funnel. But here's what's really cool, is that when you can get the funnel dialed in, that's where you can create those evergreen ads that just really, really work. But here's the thing to keep in mind. There's 3 levels, okay? So the first ad that would have to go out is something for people that don't know you. This is an ad that would just build curiosity. It's something to get them to stop and be like, ooh, that's kind of interesting. I like to use a dating metaphor for this, for any who remember dating, or if you're still dating. When you go out, you know, you can't just go right to someone and say, even if this like male, female is cute, you can't go like walk right up to them at like a coffee shop and be like, hi, I'm Lisa, nice to meet you. Do you want to get married? They'd be like, this chick is crazy. No, it's a hard no, right? But, so you have to go through that process of like, oh, you know, he's cute, she's cute, like maybe I'll go up and like ask her out. If I think you're cute back, maybe I say yes. When you're dating, that's the time where you're learning about each other, right? So the curiosity component is that, what's gonna draw my attention? If I'm dating, it's like, maybe I think you're good looking, or maybe you say something smart in my meeting and you capture my attention. On Facebook, maybe it's, you know, your copy, there's an image that you really notice. Somebody has a headline that really is relevant to you. So it's something that gets you to stop and notice. Then, the enlightenment phase is where you're building trust. This is the dating phase, where you're kind of talking or having a conversation. This is where you are not asking for anything as a marketer. You're saying, hey, you know, you're speaking their language, you're letting them learn about you, you're kind of being that trusted expert, you're providing free information for them. And then, once they're warmed up to you, they like who you are, they get a good vibe, they trust you, that's and only then is when you can say, these people are ready for action. That's when you ask. That's when you say, hey, would you like to take the next step here? And that's when they should feel comfortable enough to, yes, this is the lead generation phase, right? So you kind of have to massage people down the funnel, but with Facebook, they have retargeting ads, and there's a way of somebody, you know, they're curious enough to click on something that you put in an ad, that'll help you to build a custom audience through Facebook, they call it, where you can retarget those people because they've already been curious. Now you're like, okay, I see you're curious. Now I'm going to feed you some more content, right? So with that one, here are some examples. People that don't know you, this is where you want to have a brand awareness ad. This might be a cool neighborhood. You know, see what's happening in Bethany, see what's happening in Littleton, create a cool video, something that's going to draw the attention of your ideal client. Then people who have looked at that video, for example, then you can give them more neighborhood information. Maybe this is where you want to offer value, potentially give them a free guide. They just have to email you or you know, fill out the lead form in the Facebook ad so you can give them something. This is where you're delivering more value, helping show them how you can help them. And then the final one is that the people who are ready for action, this is when you're like, oh hey, you know, click here to learn more, click here to come by, click here, you know, for to take that next step. So there's a little bit more strategy in this. This is where if it's something that you guys want to do, we can help you with. Look at, you know, what are those components? How, you know, how can you do this and build this ad funnel successfully? And then the third strategy is there are tools out there to help you. Thank goodness. So most of the tools that I want to share with you, some tools, some resources, some people that you can follow even to kind of help you. Here are some of my favorite tools. These are resources primarily for your business page. Keep in mind, yeah, go right ahead. So for your personal page, Facebook made some changes. You used to be able to use some of these schedulers and post on your personal page. You can't do that anymore. So now you can just use the native Facebook app, native Facebook function to schedule, or you can use some of these. Postimo.com is not free, but it's super cheap. It's like 19 bucks a month, and they have great content. They have great templates for listings to show. They have great stuff. It's like content that you can post. Some of these Page Engage, Home ASAP, another way it's a little bit of money, but they're built to help you engage on your business page. Back at You Media and Hey Mr. Digital Media are some resources that will actually do stuff for you. So if you don't want to do your social media posting, don't want to create content, they can help you. So those are some resources for you. Yes.
What do you know about HomeSnap?
HomeSnap. I know a little bit about HomeSnap.
Okay.
I believe with the HomeSnap you have as part of your RE Colorado member benefit, right?
Right.
And so HomeSnap Pro, I believe, gets you. Do they post on social media for you? I don't know.
I know every time I close or I list something, it posts for me, and I thought it was going to post to just my sphere or whatever, but then there's people like clicking on it, like, that I don't know, and then half of them I don't even really follow up on, but.
Do you pay for it?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it automatically does it when.
So that's
when you sign up first, they don't tell you this, but when you sign up first, you're signed up forever until you call them up and say cease.
You're paying for
They
that.
don't do it.
Right.
It's an auto.
So you're automatically paying for it?
I had like 5 closings, and the third one I'm going, wait a minute, I just got what? You know, I didn't notice the fact that it's auto renewable on everything. So
and it was fine because then I had people going, "Hey, I saw you closed on something or whatever." So
I don't know.
cool.
I had some just
you know.
idiots in Facebook that they were like fighting with each other, and they were like somebody was like going on to somebody else, and so I called up this person. They said, "Please call me." It was some Chinese lady screaming, "Don't call me anymore," because she probably did that to 100 other people. Whoever was harassing her on.
Oh, jeez.
You know, it's like, oh, okay, I don't really care. I don't need this.
I don't need that.
No.
That's
just a word.
That's good to know.
Right.
I didn't know
I know,
that.
that's why I don't follow up on half of them. My point to it was just to get people.
Yeah,
the word out
when
to
you
my.
do your first one, you set a budget and you say, I'm just gonna do Facebook. It'll do Facebook, Instagram, Waze,
Okay, yeah,
whatever.
Waze. I said, okay, yes. I saw that. So it's like an ads package that
It'll
you
do
can
5
create with
different
them.
ones, and you pick and choose what you
Mhm.
want, how much you wanna spend, and then it's on autopilot every closing. It just
Oh,
starts
I guess
again.
that's what I wasn't clear on, was that
You
it was
just,
every
you really
closing.
need to know that, because all of a sudden you're getting a bill for $100, you go, what?
What is
I didn't
this?
order this, oh yeah, you did, just read that over there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think there's the member benefit, there's like that ads package, and then they do have a premium plus or something that's like an annual fee, and I don't know what that gets you, but, so sorry, I don't know the ins and outs.
That's all right.
Okay. Another one of my favorite resources, if you guys, is someone by the name of Katie Lance Consulting. She has a YouTube channel called Get Social Smart, just Katie Lance. She does great videos, all about Facebook and Instagram social media, so she's a great little resource to kind of go through and look at, I
Is it
think.
Lance or Lance?
Lance, sorry, Lance.
K-A-T-I-V?
Yes, K-A-T-I. So she's one of my favorite resources to follow on YouTube for, content marketing, helpful video ideas. The other thing, guys, is I know we mentioned this, but I am a resource in the market and I am here to help too. I mean, we can only go so deep in a class, but if social media is something that you're really trying to improve, if you want me to take a look and see what we can do, like I would love to sit down with you one-on-one, understand kind of what your goals are, what the challenges really are for you, and really how we can help you to maximize.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes, of course.
So what would be the difference between, what would you say are the main difference between boosting a post or creating an ad?
Creating an ad, okay, great question. A couple differences. Boosting a post, it's something that you already posted on your business page. So then you can actually boost it. You have limited targeting capabilities. It's not nearly as detailed as a Facebook ad, but it's easier. So I would say simplicity, it's a post that you've already created, and limited audience targeting. With Facebook ads, it's, for better or for worse, way more complex. You could create your own creative, meaning it could be any kind of ad. It doesn't have to be something you posted. It could be anything. And you have a lot of detailed options in the audience targeting. There's so many things. You can target geographically, but if you have, you can create, they call it a custom audience. So maybe you have your sphere or your database list of 250 people, and you want to get a certain ad out in front of those 250 people, you can upload that list and Facebook will match it, and so send it out to those targeted people. If you had like a video that you posted on as a Facebook ad and you just wanted to retarget the people who watched the video even for a couple seconds, you can, through the ads manager, retarget those people. So it's so much more complex. There's so much you can do in terms of targeting, but so that's what I would say. It's simplicity versus complex, something you've already posted versus something you can completely create that's different, that you never have to post on your page, and then limited audience targeting versus like complex audience targeting.
And what in terms of reach versus money? Because you get like, okay, you pay this much money, then you can reach out this much people.
Yep.
Is it similar or?
They're similar because with Facebook you can pick your own budget. So on a boosted post is likely always going to be a little bit cheaper because you're not trying to throw a ton of money behind it, but you can do like $5 a day and run it for 2 days, or you can do a lifetime budget, or you can run it forever. So budget wise, you can actually pick your own budget, so either of them can be pretty affordable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you're just trying to get, let's say, like followers of your business page, is it better to boost posts or is it better to do more target ads?
For followers on your page, I would do a more targeted, I would test them.
Just see which works
to
better.
see which works better. Because you could do, I would consider finding whatever post was best performing for you, and then boosting that post and saying something like, this is something to the effect of like, this is the kind of content you can find on my page, come like my page here. Versus like you could also create a cool custom ad kind of talking about what your page does, or like a video of you talking about what people find on your page and this and that. Same idea. So I would play around with a few.
See which works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I passed out some feedback forms, and we love your feedback, but even more importantly, if you are interested in furthering this with Lisa and I, it's great to have you guys, we're right behind you, come to our office. And when you're one-on-one and you've got Lisa's attention, it's great to get really focused. But don't be a secret agent, because I have everybody say, yes, I want to meet. No name, no email.
Yeah, make
So
sure.
if you are interested in personal consultation,
Yeah, we always.
it's time well spent.
Perfect. So yes, thank you. Thanks guys for having us. Please fill out, I always wanna know, like, what's the kind of content that you wanna know about, like, what are your challenges, what can we create classes on, and then yes, if you'd like to meet one-on-one, we would love to do that, whether it's for social media or other marketing questions that you have.
Instagram, business.
It's free.
Yeah, in case you're wondering.
Yes, so but please just make sure if you wanna set up that meeting, you do leave us either your phone number, your email address, or both.
So we know who you are.
Alright.
Thank you guys.
Thank
I hope
you.
found it valuable. I know it's like, just like a beginning. So if there's more that you wanna explore, we're here for you.
Question for you guys too. I have something, if you would want it, it's a pretty intense, it's a 19-page Facebook ads guidebook, but if you're looking at creating any Facebook ads, if you want some help just in terms of ideas for listing ads, like open house ads, or brand ads, then I'd be more than happy to send this to you too. So just on your feedback form, at the top of the feedback form, just like
How about
make
you
an
guys
abstract and write
just tell me
Facebook
if
ads.
you want it. Yeah, I'm not gonna make them fill it back out. Just
Okay.
raise your hand and I'll email you off my
Okay,
my
cool.
sign-in list. How
Yeah,
about that?
sorry,
I'll
yeah.
say hi.
Okay.
Perfect,
I'll
perfect.
pretty
Yeah,
much
I'm happy
everybody
to
wants
do
it.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just send it. If you
Yeah,
don't want
if
it,
you don't want
throw
it,
it away.
leave it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Thank you,
Alright guys, thank you. Was this helpful?
coming.
Okay,
Thank
good,
you. Yeah,
good, I'm
thank
glad.
you. There's breakfast burritos if you want to take one on the road for showing.
Heck yeah.
We're also going to speak about cybersecurity at your sales meeting next month. Lisa will be speaking. It's very interesting. Things we all have to know, right?
Social media to cybersecurity.
I know. Does it all.